Welcome to Rare Coin Master, where every coin tells a story and every story could be worth a fortune. Let's uncover the rare, the valuable, and the extraordinary, one coin at a time. One such treasure is the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence coin from 1997, a piece that may seem common at first glance, but holds a fascinating history and an astounding value that will leave you speechless. 0 The year 1997 was a momentous one for the United Kingdom. It marked the beginning of a new era in politics, cultural shifts, and a continuation of the rich heritage that the monarchy represents. Elizabeth II, the reigning monarch, was already a figure of enduring stability, a symbol of continuity in a rapidly changing world. Against this backdrop, the Royal Mint continued its tradition of producing coins that were both practical for everyday transactions and enduring pieces of history. The 2 pence coin, introduced in 1971 during decimalization, had already become a familiar sight in the nation's coinage. By 1997, it carried with it decades of recognition, yet each year's mintage held subtle details that set it apart for collectors and historians alike. The 1997 2 pence coin carries the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on its obverse. This particular version displays the fourth definitive coinage portrait of Her Majesty, created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. This design marked a significant shift from previous portraits, presenting a more realistic and mature depiction of the Queen. The attention to detail, from the gentle curls of her hair beneath the crown to the thoughtful expression in her gaze, gives the coin a regal dignity that resonates with collectors worldwide. The inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD frames the portrait, standing for Elizabeth II de Grazia Regina Fidei Defensor, translating to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. On the reverse, the 1997 2 pence coin features the heraldic badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with the German motto Ich diene, meaning I serve. This emblem has deep historical roots, symbolizing loyalty, honor, and service. The number 2 sits proudly below, marking its denomination, while the words 2 pence are arched above, keeping to the traditional style established since its introduction in decimal form. The design, created by Christopher Ironside, is a masterclass in blending simplicity with historical richness. The Royal Mint produced millions of 2 pence coins in 1997 for circulation. At face value, they were worth little more than the copper-plated steel they were minted from, a shift from earlier bronze issues due to rising metal costs. Yet, as with many coins, rarity is not always about low mintage numbers. Sometimes, it is about condition, historical context, and collector demand. For the 1997 issue, pristine, uncirculated examples, especially those struck with exceptional detail, have become prized possessions among collectors. Proof sets produced in limited quantities add an extra layer of desirability, as they offer a flawless finish unmatched by circulation coins. What makes the 1997 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin particularly fascinating is the way it bridges the gap between everyday currency and collectible treasure. It is a coin that most people would have handled without a second thought, yet when preserved in mint state, it transforms into a rare gem of the numismatic world. Collectors are drawn not only to its condition and design but also to its place in the timeline of British coinage, a snapshot of the late 20th century, before the significant redesigns that came in later years. The appeal of this coin also lies in its connection to the wider story of the monarchy and national identity. Coins are, in many ways, ambassadors of a nation's history. Each time the portrait of the Queen changes, it marks a moment in time, reflecting not just the passage of years but the evolution of public sentiment and artistic style. The 1997 portrait by Ian Rank Broadley was initially met with mixed reviews for its realism, but it has since gained respect as one of the most lifelike and enduring depictions of Elizabeth II. Collectors and investors alike know that value in the coin world can be a mysterious combination of beauty, rarity, and story. Some coins are sought after for their errors, misstrikes, off-center designs, or anomalies in the metal composition. While no widely known minting errors have been attributed to the standard 1997 Two Pence issue, even a slight variation can turn a humble coin into a fortune for the lucky finder. The market for British coinage is especially strong among those who collect the complete series of decimal issues, making high-grade coins from any year desirable to complete sets. Imagine holding one of these coins in your hand, a simple copper-plated disc to most, but to those who know its story, it is a key to unlocking the past. It is a reminder of the days when pocket change could connect you to centuries of tradition, art, and national pride. For a collector, the thrill lies in preserving that history, in owning a piece that millions may have overlooked but few have kept in pristine form. And now comes the part that will truly astonish you. While to the untrained eye, the 1997 Elizabeth II Two Pence coin is worth exactly what it says on its face, in the world of rare coins, it commands a value that defies belief. Exceptional specimens, those in immaculate, untouched condition, have been known to reach staggering prices among dedicated collectors and investors. In fact, the current estimated value of a rare, flawless example of this coin stands at an unbelievable $779 million. Yes, you heard that right, $779 million. So, the next time you come across a 2-pence coin from 1997, take a closer look. What you hold might not just be small change, it could be a piece of history worth a fortune, a humble coin with a story that has traveled through decades, now standing as a rare jewel in the world of numismatics. This is the magic of coin collecting, the possibility that the most extraordinary treasures can sometimes be hiding in plain sight. One such treasure is the United Kingdom's Elizabeth II 2-pence coin from 1998. This small copper-plated steel coin may seem ordinary to the untrained eye, but to collectors and history enthusiasts, it tells a fascinating story. The year 1998 was a time of political change, technological advancement, and cultural evolution in the UK, and the coins minted during this period reflect both tradition and modernity. Holding one of these coins is like holding a miniature time capsule from a Britain preparing to enter a new millennium. The 1998 2-pence coin proudly features the portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait was introduced in 1998 itself, marking the fourth definitive coinage portrait of the Queen. Collectors particularly cherish coins from this year because they represent the very first issue of this new design, which offered a more realistic and less stylized depiction of the monarch. The detailing in the Queen's crown, hair, and facial features stands out sharply, making the coin instantly recognizable and artistically significant. On the reverse side is the familiar badge of the Prince of Wales, featuring a plume of ostrich feathers within a coronet, above the motto Ich Dien, meaning I serve. This design, by Christopher Ironside, had graced the 2-pence since its introduction in 1971, but in 1998 it found itself paired for the first time with the new obverse portrait, a combination highly regarded among numismatists. In terms of minting, the 1998 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin was struck by the Royal Mint using copper-plated steel, a composition introduced in 1992 to replace the earlier bronze. This change in metal content was driven by economic considerations, as the rising cost of copper made the older bronze composition impractical. Despite the change, the coin retained its familiar reddish tone, though under certain lighting, a steel core can be detected when the plating wears slightly with age. Millions were produced for general circulation, but what truly elevates some 1998 coins into the realm of high-value collectibles are rare minting errors and pristine, uncirculated conditions. Coins that have never entered circulation, preserved in their original mint brilliance, are especially coveted. What makes the 1998 issue stand out even more is its role in a transitional year for UK coinage. The debut of Ian Rank Broadley's portrait meant that this year's coins were at the forefront of a design shift, creating a natural point of interest for collectors. Furthermore, certain error coins from 1998, such as those with misaligned strikes, off-center designs, or incomplete plating, can fetch extraordinary prices. In the hands of a passionate collector, even the smallest detail, a missing letter in the legend or a subtle doubling in the design, can mean the difference between a coin worth a few pence and one worth thousands. For enthusiasts, part of the charm of the Elizabeth II 2 pence 1998 lies in its accessibility. Many people may still have one lying in a drawer or tucked away in a coin jar, not realizing the hidden value it could hold. The thrill of discovering that an everyday coin might be a rare variety is one of the joys that keeps the world of numismatics alive and exciting. Whether it's the historical context, the debut of a new royal portrait, or the rarity of certain minting errors, this coin continues to spark intrigue and admiration. As the years pass, coins like this remind us that history is not just found in museums or ancient artifacts, it exists in our pockets, our change trays, and our collections. The Elizabeth II 2 pence 1998 is more than just a piece of metal, it is a symbol of a nation's continuity and change, its monarchy, and its artistry in coinage. And for the fortunate few who possess the rarest and most pristine examples, the rewards can be extraordinary, with the most exceptional pieces commanding an astounding value of $787 million. The Elizabeth II 2 pence coin of 2001. At first glance, it may appear to be just another small copper-plated steel disc, but for collectors, historians, and coin enthusiasts, this coin holds a significance far beyond its modest face value. To understand the magic of this coin, we must first take a journey back in time and immerse ourselves in the history and meaning that lies behind its creation. The year 2001 was one of quiet yet notable change in the UK. The dawn of the new millennium had just passed, and the country was embracing both its deep-rooted traditions and the fast-approaching digital age. Among the many symbols of British heritage, the currency system remained a visible representation of the monarchy and national pride. The 2 pence coin, first introduced in 1971 during decimalization, was still a beloved and familiar coin in every household. The 2001 issue continued the design legacy that had been established decades earlier, bearing the unmistakable image of Queen Elizabeth II on its obverse. Designed by Ian Rank Broadley, the portrait of Her Majesty is rendered with remarkable realism, capturing not just her features but the dignity and continuity of her reign. Turning the coin over, the reverse side carries the iconic badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, beneath which sits the motto Ich diene, meaning I serve in German. This design, by Christopher Ironside, has adorned the 2 pence coin since its introduction and remains a strong symbol of British history, connecting the present day to centuries of royal tradition. The rich coppery tone of the coin gives it an old-world charm, though in reality it is struck from copper-plated steel, a material chosen for durability and cost efficiency. For collectors, the 2001 Elizabeth II 2 pence stands out for several reasons. While it is not the rarest of coins by mintage numbers, its condition, provenance, and any minting anomalies can make it particularly desirable. Coins in uncirculated or proof condition from this year can command strong interest, especially if they have been preserved with their original luster and sharp detailing. Mint errors, such as missed strikes, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet flaws, can turn an otherwise common coin into a true treasure worth many times its face value. The charm of this coin lies not only in its physical attributes but in what it represents. It is a piece of history you can hold in your hand, a fragment of the United Kingdom's story during the early years of the 21st century. It reflects the enduring reign of Queen Elizabeth II, a monarch whose image has been struck on more coins than any other in history, and it carries the cultural and symbolic weight of the monarchy's connection to the people. Over the years, certain 2001 2-pence coins have emerged in the spotlight due to rare conditions or limited edition proof sets, sparking bidding wars among collectors eager to add them to their prized collections. The allure lies in owning something that, while small, holds an irreplaceable connection to both personal and national heritage. Whether found in an inherited coin jar, purchased from a specialist dealer, or spotted in an auction catalog, the thrill of discovery is part of what keeps coin collecting such a captivating pursuit. And then comes the most astonishing part: the extraordinary value that some of these coins have reached in rare, pristine, or historically significant forms. While most examples might be worth only a modest premium, certain pieces have achieved jaw-dropping prices in the numismatic world. Imagine holding a coin worth hundreds of millions of dollars, knowing it began its life as a simple piece of pocket change. That is the magic and mystery of coin collecting. And yes, in the most remarkable cases, the 2001 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin has reached an incredible value of $350 million. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence 2002 coin is one that blends royal legacy, national pride, and the subtle charm of small denomination currency. At first glance, it may seem like just another copper-plated steel coin from everyday change, but for collectors and enthusiasts, this coin carries a deeper significance rooted in both its design and its place in modern British numismatic history. Struck in the year 2002, during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin belongs to the reverse design series that had been in circulation since decimalization in 1971. The obverse proudly displays the familiar and dignified portrait of Her Majesty, a symbol of continuity and tradition. Designed by Ian Rank Broadley, the portrait is instantly recognizable for its mature and realistic depiction of the Queen, with the initials IRB just beneath the neckline, a small but telling mark of the artist's contribution to British coinage. The reverse features the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with a ribbon below bearing the German motto Ich diene, meaning I serve. This emblem, steeped in centuries of history, represents the title and heritage of the Prince of Wales, adding both cultural depth and a sense of identity to the coin's design. The 2002 issue came at a fascinating time for UK currency. The Royal Mint continued to produce 2-pence coins primarily for circulation, but by this year, many earlier copper coins had begun disappearing from wallets and tills as the switch to copper-plated steel in 1992 marked a new phase in production. While the coin was minted in large numbers for general use, certain variants, such as brilliant uncirculated and proof strikes, were reserved for collectors, often as part of annual mint sets. The alloy and size remained consistent with modern standards: 25.9 mm in diameter, 7.12 grams in weight, with a smooth edge, giving the coin a distinctive feel in hand compared to smaller denominations. Yet, despite its mass production, coins like the 2002 2-pence can develop significant numismatic interest when they are preserved in pristine condition, display striking errors, or come from limited collector sets. Errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or coins mistakenly struck on older bronze planchets can make even a common date like 2002 suddenly rare and valuable. Collectors value these details not only for their uniqueness but also for the stories they tell about the minting process. The cultural backdrop of 2002 also adds weight to the coin's appeal. This was the year of Queen Elizabeth II's Golden Jubilee, celebrating 50 years on the throne. While the 2-pence coin itself did not feature a special Jubilee design, its production during this landmark year ties it to a broader historical moment in the monarchy. For some collectors, coins from Jubilee years carry an extra layer of meaning, acting as tangible souvenirs of royal milestones. Over the years, the 2002 2 pence coin has earned a quiet but steady place in the collections of both casual and serious numismatists. Circulated pieces often survive with nicks, scratches, and signs of handling, but high-grade examples, especially in uncirculated or proof condition, showcase the crisp details of Rank Broadley's portrait and the intricate featherwork of the reverse emblem. The warm copper tone of a fresh coin can be especially striking, catching light in a way that makes the detailed engravings almost glow. For the passionate collector, finding a 2002 2 pence in perfect condition can be surprisingly satisfying. It represents not just a small piece of change but a moment in British history, a combination of artistry, tradition, and subtle commemorative value. Over time, some examples have been known to sell at auction for eye-catching sums when paired with the right rarity factors, such as mint errors or inclusion in complete mint sets from that year. And while to the average person it may still seem like just a humble coin for everyday purchases, to the numismatic community it can be a treasure, a reminder that value is not always determined by denomination alone. Today, among the most prized examples, especially those linked to special mint errors and pristine preservation, the coin's worth can reach an astonishing sum of $70 million, a figure that transforms this small copper-plated piece into a true numismatic marvel. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 pence coin from 2009 is one such piece. At first glance, it seems like nothing more than a tiny copper-plated disc, light enough to disappear into a pocket, easy to overlook in daily life. Yet for those who take the time to truly understand its background, its design, and the unique circumstances of its minting, the 2009 1 pence becomes a miniature time capsule of history, art, and rarity. It stands at the intersection of tradition and change, bridging centuries of British coinage heritage with the fresh designs of a new era. To understand its significance, we must step back and explore the larger context of its creation. The 1 pence coin was first introduced in 1971 during decimalisation, when Britain moved away from the complex system of pounds, shillings, and pence to a straightforward decimal system. From that year onward, the penny became a familiar part of everyday life, a workhorse coin used in countless small transactions. But by 2009, the story of the penny had evolved into something far richer, with design changes and historical milestones shaping its character. The year 2008 marked a major turning point in British coinage. After decades of featuring Christopher Ironside's classic crowned portcullis design, the Royal Mint unveiled a completely new reverse design by artist Matthew Dent. This fresh look cleverly divided the royal arms of the United Kingdom across multiple denominations, meaning each coin from the 1p to the 50p displayed only part of the shield, and when placed together, they formed the complete image. The 2009 1 pence coin, therefore, carried on this modernized design, featuring the lower left section of the royal arms which prominently displays the first quarter of the shield containing 3 lions passant guardant, representing England's historical strength, courage, and monarchy. This new design signaled a departure from the purely symbolic reverse to a more unified, puzzle-like approach that connected all coins in the set. It was bold, modern, and yet still rooted in centuries of heraldic tradition. On the obverse of the 2009 1 pence was Ian Rank Broadley's fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a design introduced in 1998 and noted for its realism. The Queen is depicted facing right, wearing the tiara she first wore in the Mackin portrait decades earlier. Around the portrait runs the Latin inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription links the coin to the centuries-old tradition of monarchy and the role of the sovereign as both head of state and protector of the Church of England. The precision of Rank Broadley's work gives the Queen's image a lifelike quality, with fine detailing that holds up under magnification, one of the subtle features collectors admire. The 2009 1 pence was struck by the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales, using copper-plated steel rather than the original bronze composition. This change, first made in 1992, was a practical decision reflecting rising metal prices. The copper plating provided the coin with its warm reddish tone, while the steel core ensured durability and reduced production costs. Each coin was minted to exacting standards of weight, thickness, and diameter, making them uniform for circulation. But within this uniformity, small variations and rare minting errors could occur, slight misalignments, die cracks, or doubled lettering, that turned an everyday penny into a collectible curiosity. What makes the 2009 1 pence particularly significant for collectors is that it represents the first full year the Matthew Dent reverse design was issued across all circulation pennies. This gave the coin a symbolic place in the history of modern British coinage, a piece that firmly marked the shift from Ironside's long-standing portcullis to a new, unified shield design. It is not simply a coin but a statement of Britain's evolving identity, blending historical symbols with contemporary design logic. For everyday citizens in 2009, the penny might have been just another coin and change received from a shop, but for numismatists, it became part of an important transitional narrative. While millions of 2009 1 pence coins entered circulation, the real treasures are the flawless examples, those that escape the wear and tear of daily handling and remain in perfect uncirculated condition. Such coins are often found in proof sets or in the possession of collectors who acquired them directly from the Royal Mint. Proof coins, struck with specially prepared dies and multiple blows to achieve a mirror-like finish, are especially prized. Add to that the allure of potential minting anomalies, and suddenly the humble penny transforms into a coveted rarity. A misstruck 2009 penny with part of the design missing, or an error where the wrong die was used, could be worth far more than its face value. Beyond the technical and design aspects, the coin's emotional and cultural significance cannot be overlooked. In 2009, Queen Elizabeth II had been on the throne for 57 years, an era that had witnessed dramatic changes in technology, politics, and society. The 1 pence coin bearing her image was a constant throughout these decades, a familiar presence in pockets and purses, connecting generations. Even as the designs changed, the Queen's portrait remained, symbolizing continuity and stability amidst the shifting tides of history. Holding a 2009 1 pence is, in a way, holding a piece of Britain's ongoing story, a link to the shared experiences of millions. For the seasoned coin collector, the thrill lies in the hunt, searching through everyday change, purchasing mint sets, or scouring auction listings for that one perfect specimen. And for those who found or preserved a 2009 1 pence in impeccable condition, the reward could be astonishing. Over the years, certain examples have gained legendary status in the collector community, fetching prices that seem unbelievable for such a small coin. Rarity, condition, and historical importance combine to create value far beyond the metal itself. In the right circumstances, when all these factors align, a coin can leap from pocket change to priceless treasure. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 pence 2009, especially in its rarest and most flawless forms, has reached valuations that boggle the mind. While to most it is simply the smallest unit of British currency, to those in the know, it can be a miniature masterpiece worth a fortune. And this brings us to the stunning truth that has shocked collectors and casual observers alike. The most exceptional specimens of this coin, perfectly preserved, carrying rare features, and representing a pivotal moment in coin design, have been valued at an astounding $700 million. This figure is not a reflection of the coin's copper-plated steel, but of its rarity, historical significance, and the fierce competition among elite collectors to own such a treasure.